Today's space is really about trying to find that fuel for yourself when you really feel drained, that moment when you're just like, I am done. I can't wait till Friday. And you're just like looking at what you need to get done for the week. And you just hear like that little voice whisper where it's like, just give up. Just give up. Go to sleep. It's too hard. It's too hard. I get that voice in my head a lot. And tonight we are not going to acknowledge that feeling. We're not going to be admitting that we want to give up, but we're just like, kicking it to the curb. We're talking about what we can do to kind of inspire ourselves and find that fuel when we do feel like giving up. So as you know, Shinjini, there's probably not some magic potion. I know you have your own community where you guys are called the go-getters. So I'm curious, what are your tips? What are your tricks for like igniting that inner spark and just reminding ourselves, what we're made of and getting back on track and sometimes even like coming back stronger than ever? Do you have any advice?
Totally, Megan. I think that the biggest thing is knowing your purpose, and the biggest thing is connecting to that purpose at all times. Hey, Simran. I'm sure Simran is a go-getter as well with her own goals. But yeah, I mean, look, I think a lot of it is just connecting to that purpose and that ideology of what drives you. Hello, Diamond. I know you're a go-getter. We've talked a lot. So to me, that's the biggest thing, Megan, because if you don't have that, it's going to be very easy to just give up and lose yourself. And it's something that I have struggled with a lot, Megan. And I just posted about all of this on Instagram. Like, I've struggled a lot with self abandonment. And I think that you self abandon when you don't know your purpose and you just feel really lost. So, to anybody listening, here who is a go getter, that is a very normal feeling. And that's a feeling that I also struggle with. So I think it's a very normal feeling. I think yeah. What else did you want to know? Is it like how to avoid it or something? Or
Well, just to like piggyback on that, I think that's so true that we need to do that self-reflection and really figure out the core of like why we feel that way. But I just kind of want to maybe touch on what the biggest like reasons or, like the culprit, like who's responsible for making us feel this way or what is responsible for kind of making that feeling even come to life. And what comes to mind for me is that feeling of trying to be perfect, perfectionism, comparing yourself to others, or maybe not really getting the progress or success that we want or we thought we were going to have. Fear of, failing again. Sometimes people fail over and over and over, and it can just get, just really tiring of that feeling. And so those are like really huge energy suckers. And it's like sometimes we only have a really tiny like gas tank and we're like getting a leak in it and it's like about to explode, and it's like over time it really adds up.
for sure, for sure. To everybody who just joined, hello Juice, hello Dave, hello Thick or THC. You're all go-getters. Absolutely. And the solution to that, Megan, is actually to increase your gas tank. Sometimes you do need more gas. And if you're listening right now, you probably need more gas. And that's what my entire brand is about. It's about being a go-getter and having more go-getter energy. So to answer your point or to elaborate on your point, if you're running out of gas, you probably need more gas, right? And that's a hot take that no one wants to, admit, right? But sometimes you really need more gas. And I'm definitely running into my go-getters, people I coach on their personal brand that they don't know where to get more gas. They don't know where the gas pump is, right? And I think that is a very spiritually deep question. And for each person, the gas pump looks different. And that's something that people are not talking about, so they feel empty. They know that they're empty, but they don't know where the gas pump is.
For sure. That's a great point. I once saw an analogy where it's like, sometimes you have to like break down or maybe even overflow and show that emotion and vulnerability in order to let the new things in, the new fuel, the new gas. Because if you keep like putting into yourself the new, I guess we're using this analogy, the new gas, the new fuel, the new experiences and opportunities, but still holding on to those like negative feelings or negative experiences, it's not going to be able to fill the gas tank. It's still going to have those negative things left. I see, Simran, I'd love to hear what you have to say on the topic. Welcome to the room. Thank you for being here.
Okay, thanks a lot. It seems like something that I've actually I've been through a situation quite similar to this one, and working in a very, shall I put it, for want of a better word, very colonial, traditional organization where the uh, global majority ratio is very minimal, and I have felt completely gassed out, as someone just mentioned. And I have been at it for the last 2.5 years. I've finally, very personally, I've just managed to get what I've been wanting, a step up, but it's come at a huge cost of my mental health and resource and my feeling quite extracted, actually. I found this to be a very extractive process where, people of the global majority, as we are called now, our lived experience and what we bring to the table, because we are not necessarily cultural fits for an organization that's very traditional. So in order for us to be seen and heard, sometimes you've got to blow your own trumpet, which is not actually my thing, but I've had to do it. And finally, 2 weeks back, I did get what I think I wanted. But when I've got it, I'm feeling quite exhausted, and I need to take a step back and reflect and think, is it really what I want? And is it worth the grief that I put myself through at the cost of sort of my personal life, my mental health, of being not there for my children? So yes, I'm still in the process of how shall I put it? Just reflecting on it and thinking, was it the best way forward? But right now, I've got a couple of days off to think and reflect on what I've achieved, and is it really what I want? And I need to reassess and then go back. So it's a complicated, complex thing, and I think we need to give ourselves some time, because I think we sort of get lost in the process. So I don't know if I'm making sense. I think I'm waffling a little bit, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
sorry. You can finish your thought. I apologize.
No, no, no. I just wanted to sort of, this is what I'm feeling at the moment. And
Yeah,
this space is quite opportune, because it's sort of just making me think, this
right.
is what I was thinking about. And I've
Oh,
been
cool. Okay.
overwhelmed. And I'm just sort of trying to think, I'm actually human. I'm okay to feel like
Of
that.
course.
And if I think it's still not the right thing for me, I need to step back and then not take this
Hmm.
opportunity, even though I've worked hard for it. So that's where I'm at the moment. And thank you so much for listening to my waffle.
No,
Appreciate
no.
it.
I
Thank
think
you.
sometimes for me and for a lot of people, we have so many ideas in our head that it's hard to find that way to execute on it, like we want so much for ourselves that we just do, we just keep doing, and maybe by doing those things, we're putting it to action, which I think is important. You know, you can't really expect results without the action items, but I think it has a lot to do with something that I share in my brand, strategic style, is having a strategy that really adapts to who you are as a person, your inner being, your natural way of planning, of doing the thing, you know. And sometimes people, you know, are list people, you know, they write out everything on a list and they have a checkbox so that they can knock them off the list, and that's their way of planning. Sometimes they have to have like a 6-month plan that shows detail by detail what exactly they're going to do every single day to accomplish that goal. And then others may not have that same theory or strategy and just kind of are, you know, manifestors, or as time goes on, you know, I just let the universe take me through whatever experiences I'm supposed to have, and that's success too. I don't think any of us should really belittle our goals or success because of the results that we're getting. And that's one thing I wanted to touch on today, is just like those tiny wins. I think sometimes we forget about the tiny things that we are accomplishing because we want to have that big win. But in truly like thinking about the definition of success, it really is subjective, you know, and based on that person that you are and what you feel success is. For a long time, I thought, you know, being a homeowner or having a really nice car or getting a college degree, that was going to make me feel successful. And little did I know, even after getting the college degree, I was going to have layoff after layoff. I was not going to get the job that I wanted. I was going to have to go through a huge amount of experimental phases to find that passion. And then, you know, with other things like your car, you get a nice car. Okay, cool. Like I got the car, I got a new car, and then you get into an accident. Mistakes happen, you know, and things come up, challenges come up, and obstacles come up. But I think what Shinjini said, when you are trying to find that fuel to not give up, has to do with your mindset and really implementing that inner self work and putting aside that time to take care of yourself, so that when those obstacles do come up, you're able to be resilient and stronger each time that those obstacles happen. Simran, did that maybe relate to you, or did you have something to add on that?
Yes, I think I'm sort of thinking what I've been thinking for the last 1 or 2 days is I don't have to figure it out right now. You know, I can give myself some time. I can let go of this. How shall I put it? This obsessive need to have clarity straight away. I can give myself some time. And I think that's helping me a little bit because I'm thinking, okay, I've got what I wanted. Is it what I really want? Let me take a step back. I just need to think and refigure my inner being. So yes, you're making a lot of sense and it's giving me a lot of clarity actually. So thank you. It's brilliant. Thank you.
Oh, that's so good to hear. Shinjini, did you have anything that you might want to add to the conversation? I definitely don't want to leave my co-host out. I just got so passionate. I was like going on. I'm like, okay, land your plane.
No, I love that, Megan. I love that. Thank you for sharing your story. It's very relatable to all of us, which is we think this one thing or these series of accomplishments are going to make us happy, right? But as we achieve them, we realize that maybe there's still some, hole there. There's still some, missing piece there, right? And Simran, my name is Shinjini. I don't know if you follow me, but, I'm all about motivating go-getters and inspiring you to make that first move to go get your goals. I just wanted to add a few notes to what you said, Simran, which is, the recommendation is to live from your feminine energy, which is more flowing energy. It's more intuitive energy, and it's energy which is connected to your higher purpose. आप अगर हिंदी समझते हो, then it's energy that is connected to who you are and what you want. और वो energy बहुत ही जरूरी है हमारे लिए, you know, because if we don't have that energy, हम जानते नहीं है कि हम कौन है. And your priorities need to be associated to who you are and what you want, right? And so the industrial engineer in me, and that's what my motivational media company does, and when we help our clients personal brand, right? And so what I would tell you is that think about what you want. You talked a lot about priorities. You talked about your kids. You talked about your mental health, right? Put almost like rankings or metrics on all of that, right? And then weigh the promotion to that. Sometimes I feel कि हम go-getter चक्कर में बन के we forget who we are and we forget what we want. Yeah, but for you, if you really want to be a go-getter who is fulfilled and not burnt out, right? You want to be in alignment with your flow, right? In alignment with who God wanted you to be, right? And that alignment comes from you weighing your priorities, genuinely using metrics, right? Scores, right? And then weighing the promotion and saying, does this fit my vision for what I want? और अगर वो promotion or whatever हमारी vision को नहीं fit करती, then वो हम promotion नहीं ले सकते हैं, because that's not something that will fit Simran's vision for her life to be a go-getter. So really some very quick actionable recommendations. Live in a more flowing energy, because right now I can feel कि आप force कर रहे हैं कि ये promotion लूं कि ना लूं, or what it's like pressure, right? Pressure is not the answer, Simran. What you have to do is you have to live in flow, right? And that flow comes from you loving yourself and feeling good and feeling proud of where you are, what you're doing, right? As a modern woman of today, right? And as a mother. But at the same time, what you need to do is see how all of those parts of your life fit into what you want. Most of the time, we are struggling to find the gas pump because we are out of fuel, and we are out of fuel because the way we prioritize is off, right? And that's some real actionable recommendation for you, Simran. Number one, live with more flow, live with more feminine energy, right? Think about what you want and how the job and the kid and this fits what you want, not the other way around. Number one. Number two, weigh those different parts of your life with metrics and then put that according to your, goals and all that, right? That will assure that you are not burnt out, that you are not stressed out, that you are not, I'm done, mujhe ghar jana, like, because that emotion is very relatable to every woman who follows me. I mean, women are burnt out, they're stressed, okay, they're tired, and I don't blame any of you. I don't blame any of you. But the real answer is that the way we are prioritizing, and as Megan said, that I thought, the college and the car and all this stuff would, solve my problems. And then I got into an accident, and then, things happen, right? So let's live the opposite way, which is I am whole, I am full, I am happy. And agar gaadi mili to mili, agar promotion mili to mili, agar nahi mili to nahi mili, and that becomes a much happier state of mind. Because I'm also on a mission as a motivational speaker to make women like happier. I just think so many of our physical problems, cancer, all this stuff is because of emotional blockages. And we are emotionally blocked because of all of this. I mean, our way of prioritizing is off. What we want is off. We're always forcing. We're always trying to, be perfect. And all of this is actually messing up our health, So just combining both what Simran said and what Megan said, let's almost go the other way around, and even for men, I advocate for the same thing, that try to flow a little bit, always chasing the money and this. I mean, it doesn't make him happy either, because I have a lot of guys, who I coach for personal branding. I mean, they don't, it's not making them necessarily happier. It's actually, Megan, to your point, is making them sadder because they get to the six figures and then, they're like, well, they have millionaire friends, the six figures is not enough, right? So that is my thought on flow and fuel and, how to be in the middle, right? So Riaz, welcome. Juice, welcome. I know all of you follow me. Dave, welcome. Ojume, nice to see you. So hope that makes sense.
It totally does, Shinjini. I love that you kind of implemented and gave us a sneak peek of the services that you offer. I know a lot of us could definitely use some guidance in how we go about taking on these challenges and obstacles. And I just, Diamond, I see you, but I just want to share in the Jumbotron and in the comments, I actually have a 6-question quiz that just kind of helps with aligns with the answers that you provide to the questions to find what your style is for your personal way of planning out things, your design for your life, your strategic way of accomplishing your goals. So I encourage you guys, it's free. There's nothing of the sort when it comes to money. It's just a little quiz that I created to help people, to guide them in an action plan. Because for me, it was like I just needed to apply an action plan to get things done. And sometimes, taking that break, like Shinjini said, is really important. I am the queen of starting something and then failing at it and dropping off the face of the earth and coming back 10 times harder. That's like my go-to method. It may not be the healthiest, but it is something that I tend to do often. And so now I am trying to make the goal of being more consistent with my goals, and more consistent with my confidence, not giving up and knowing that I am able and I can accomplish things, even if I fail and even if I have to keep trying and keep fueling myself to keep going. So, Diamond, welcome to the space. Thank you so much for coming up. I know you are someone who is a go-getter, as Shinjini said. Did you have anything you wanted to add to our topic here today? Oh, no. I think he's having trouble because he kind of requested a couple times. Well, I see you as a listener. Are you a speaker? Yeah, I think he's a listener. You can request up again if you'd like. I'll ask you to come up and speak, and then just press that mic so we can hear some of your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead, Simran.
I've sent you a message actually. It's really late where I am and I've got work. But can I just say I followed you and I already follow Shinjin. So I'm hoping to get back to some of your spaces and sort of reflect and listen
Yeah.
to you guys and contribute. So really appreciate it and thank you
Yes.
so much.
And,
God
thank you
bless you.
before you
Simran.
leave. Thank you for your honesty and vulnerability. Sometimes it's hard to admit to just needing help and wanting that help. So I appreciate you just coming up as a speaker and being able to share with us some of the things you're going through. And I pray that you are able to overcome those challenges, and especially with the help of your girl, Shinjini. I know you guys sound
Yes,
like you work together a lot, and she definitely is someone you can confide in. So thank you for showing
absolutely.
up to the space. And yeah, I definitely think Shinjini and I are going to do some more of these if she lets
Totally.
me.
It's
Totally.
brilliant.
I'm so down. I'm so down. Simran, thank you so much. I'm so happy कि आप मुझे follow करते हो. Let's message
Gee,
us.
Shukriya. I think I've been doing it for a while.
Okay.
I just haven't had the time to come to spaces.
No,
So I've
no, no.
come
This
after
is
a
good.
long
Are
time.
you? Where are you? Are you in India?
I'm in the UK. It's 2:30 in the morning.
Perfect. Perfect. Simran,
Gosh, I really need to go to bed. Yeah.
you can message me.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Of
God
course.
bless you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
You're
Bye
welcome.
bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so just letting everyone know, if you want to come and be a speaker like Simran, you're totally welcome to. We are cool people. We are go-getters, and we just want to help. We just want to be that voice for you all, and encouragement. At least me, I am not a professional in giving advice, but I am a professional in giving advice based on my own experiences. So I would love to, maybe help you through some challenges, maybe pray for you, and just talk a little bit more about how maybe Shinjini or myself can help with creating that action plan, or going about, setting those goals to try and get those dreams started that we had on a shelf collecting dust. And then just a reminder, in the Jumbotron and in the comments, I have my 6-question quiz that you could take to see what your strategic life design is. So Shinjini, how are you feeling?
I'm so amped up, Megan.
Oh,
You know,
good.
I just, I'm so passionate about meeting people where they are, Megan. And the reason that I even started my media company, the Dust Media Group, and, started motivating go-getters. I just received a message, DJ R3 Red, you're so special, all that. Thank you. Because I noticed, Megan, that most motivational speakers do not meet people where they are, right? So it's a lot of like, you are amazing, like you can be a millionaire, right? But Vishal is just trying to like live his life and not want to give up, right? Like believe in himself. Like Vishal has like pretty simple goals, right? And that's where I was noticing a disconnect, Megan, which is that we need a platform that just talks to everyday people that are trying to achieve something and help them with their blocks, and I think Simran did a great job of illustrating her blockages and her mental sort of, blocks. And so I'm just really proud that we're doing that together now, Megan, which is building a space where, Vishal and Liridin and Louis and all of these go-getters can just get solutions to how can they, be happier, how can they finish college or whatever it is that they're going through on a more like down to earth level, not in such a complicated way. Cause I mean, some of the motivational people that I follow, it's just really difficult to follow their advice because their advice is so high level and it is so almost, scary, that, I mean, I'll be honest, that's why I started my platform because I'm looking at their advice and even if they're women, motivational speakers, it's kind of intimidating, Megan, right? So I'm just happy that you and I are just having a more down to earth and, relatable conversation. As Simran can walk away with some actionable strategies to not feel stuck, to not feel burnt out. And likewise, you're sharing your experiences in such a relatable and honest way that I'm just proud of that because I think that's what's missing in the motivational people that are out there now. I just don't think a lot of their stuff is relatable. I mean, and please, I would love to hear from any of you if you agree. But like
Yeah.
that's just what I'm really geeking out about right now.
I know. I totally get that. So last week, just to like share a little story, last week I was feeling major imposter syndrome. I was like, who do I think I am? Setting these goals, telling people how to set the goals. And I really was getting down on myself. And it's because I was going through the thing we're talking about today. I was going through the obstacles. I was making mistakes. I was failing. And I was thinking like I had to be this perfect person in order to share with others my story. And so I'm not sure if you are religious or spiritual in any way, but I am a believer of Christ. And so what I actually did today, so for the next 30 days, I plan on doing a daily devotional in the morning. And today's verse had something to do along the lines with your story is your secret weapon. You sharing your story with others, your testimony, the good, the bad, it's your way of showing people that you are standing here today because you overcame all of these things and you are able to move forward and succeed to another day. And it kind of brings up the topic of even one that, people consider to be deep and super incredibly powerful and used a lot when you're trying to do that inner work. And that is like, what is your purpose? What is your why? Why do you wake up in the morning? Why did you start this project? What's the core reason? What's your ultimate like vision for your life? And so I think that for me, the reason why I started Strategic Style is because I really felt that putting a strategy to my goals helped me to accomplish those small things. Like I said, I am not a millionaire. I am not a singer. these are all things I've wanted to be in life. I am not a homeowner, but I am doing my best. I'm waking up every day doing the work that I can for myself to show up happy and joyful. I have a little puppy, and well, she's 3 now, but when I first got her, I was mentally very weak. I was very vulnerable, and I was just really struggling with feeling like I was able to kind of, oh wait, sorry, someone's knocking on my door. Shinjini, take it over and I'll be back.
Okay, perfect. Hello, go-getters. Louis, next. Marcelli. I only see Marcelli. If there's rest of it, I apologize. Marcelli, Sakib, Krista, DJ Art, Free Red, Hari, Vishal, Luridan. Thank you so much for joining. First of all, Megan is awesome. She's a go-getter. She reached out to me and we wanted to do this space for all of you because let's be honest, life is hard right now. Give me a heart. Give me a heart on your reaction if life is hard for you right now. Because it's hard for me. Okay, give me a heart in your reaction if you think life is hard. Vishal, thank you sir. Life बहुत ही difficult है विशाल, मेरे लिए भी बहुत ही difficult है, लेकिन like how do you keep going when you feel like giving up? So that's something that Megan also wanted to talk about, and it's something that I really think about because my media company motivates you to be a go-getter, and you know that because y'all follow me. But also, the people we work with them to help build their brands, right? And so that's something that they think about as well, which is what keeps me going, right? So really what I want to share with you, and then, I can get your thoughts and I can get your, get some other speakers here as well, which is you have to understand what are the sources of your positive energy. Something that I'm realizing is a lot of go-getters following me. Now we have, you see here, 250,000 go-getters on X, is that y'all are struggling to identify sources of positive energy, right? And that's something which is making your life difficult. So if I were you right now, I would make a list of your top 5 sources of positive energy, right? It could be tennis, it could be soccer, it could be basketball, baseball, football, friends, family, right? And even with friends and family, make a list of people that recharge you, because give me a reaction if you have people in your life that are negative, that don't recharge you, right? Give me a reaction, a heart, 100, anything, right? We all have people in our life that are kind of negative, and because they're negative, they do not provide positive energy to us. Is that fair? You can give me a reaction if you agree with that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're just not, right? They're negative, they're depressed. It's tough. It's tough to be around them, right? So what I want you all to do if you're a go-getter here is I want you to make a list of sources of positive energy, because if your fuel tank is low, right, you need fuel. The problem is a lot of people following me do not know where their gas tank is, meaning where is the gas pump, right? Ofaga, where do I get fuel, right? Liridan, where do I go to get replenished, right? If you don't know that, your life will be very difficult, right? And that's just truth, right? That's not even my opinion. That's just a fact, right? So if I were you right now, you want to be a go-getter, you want to make that first move to go get your goals, right? You need to make a list of sources of positive energy in your life. And you need to stick to that list. People following me, you tell me that your mom is toxic, dad is narcissistic, but you keep going back to your dad, right? You keep going back to your mom, right? My thought is being a go-getter means having discipline, and it means actually staying away from people that do not fuel you, right? If you need gas, you are going to go to a gas pump, right? You are not going to go to a beach. You are not going to go to an ocean, right? Because an ocean will not give you gas, right? So that is something that I am extremely particular about and extremely disciplined about now, right? Which is, where does my gas come from? Where does my fuel come from? right, Ofaga? I'm sure Ofaga has negative people in her life, who are just, they just suck your energy, right? And we all have that. We all have that. My ask to you is to avoid those people and those things, right? That's something that you all need to do, right? This is not very easy advice. It's not very simple advice. In fact, a lot of people struggle with this, which is why they're constantly out of gas, because they're going to the ocean to get gas. But the ocean is not where you get gas. Does that make sense? Okay. So I see here we have speakers, or let's see, who wants to speak? Ness, let me see here. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. How does this work? It's my first time doing a community space. Yeah. Who can speak? Listener, speaker. Yeah. So maybe you can unmute yourself, Ness. Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello, Ness. Ness, what city are you in?
I'm in New York City, the most negative place ever. But I will teach you a trick that I know that I've used on myself.
Yes.
So, and Megs has heard this many
Okay.
times. I flip every negative thing into a positive.
Amazing.
It's very simple.
Okay.
It's very simple.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So every negative thing that comes your way, right? You just smile and go, you know what? That's not my problem. That's their problem.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because they see something that they're disgusted by or maybe upset by, but it shouldn't affect you only because it's not you in their shoes.
That's right.
So if you're not in their shoes, why are you letting it rent space in your head? And that's the other thing like I teach people. Don't let things rent space in your head rent free. Charge them if you can. Don't charge them. I'm kidding. But if you can, charge them for that free space, because I don't allow a lot of things to rent space for free in my head.
Right.
No, and because, like for almost going on 47 years on this planet, I've learned quite a lot about myself within the past 4 years.
Yeah.
You would have asked me this 10 years ago, I probably would have been silent and just not said a word. I'll be honest with you. But now I'm able to voice certain things because, I'm over how I speak to people, how my speech may be sometimes, because my speech can be a little hanky and people may not misinterpret or misunderstand me, and that's fine. But I'm able to speak more clearly now because I've learned about me. I'm not worried about whatever else is going on in the world at the moment because I'm focused on me, right? And that's why I try to teach people. But it's up to them if they want to learn, right? Right. So at the end of the day, it's all about you guys. And, I highly recommend listening to what this young lady is trying to teach you guys today because she's on point. So thank you for letting me speak.
Oh, Ness, you're so sweet. New York City. Okay, I have a question. Genuinely, why do you think it's so negative? Because and the reason I'm asking Ness, a lot of people listening, my whole brand, my media company, we motivate go-getters, right? We're a motivational company. So a lot of people listening here actually live in negative environments as well. So why do you think New York City is negative? I'm personally curious about this as well.
Well, besides being around the ghettos and whatnot, it's just the attitude of the people, how they treat people, how people disrespect you real quickly. If you know what I'm saying, even if it's not something that you meant to do or say, I've encountered that more times than I can imagine. But I just brush it off like, dude, that sounds like a you problem. Get that fixed.
Right.
Seek therapy. It's not that hard. But it's mostly just like the environment. A lot of people and whatever political climate they be going through, or for most people, not a lot, it's where they were raised. You know what I'm saying? Most people were raised in an environment which was filled with hostility, especially in the city. If you lived in the projects like I did, I was around violence all the time, but I didn't let it affect me.
Wow.
I didn't let it grow on me because I'm like, you know what? I could be that person, but I'm like, doesn't fit who I am. It doesn't fit my narrative. It may fit theirs because that's what they chose. It's all about choice, right? So that's the way I view it, but I could be wrong. I don't tell people that I'm 100% right because I could be wrong.
No,
But that's
you're
my take
right,
on it.
Ness. You're amazing. We're gonna give hearts to Ness because he's a legend. He's a king. He's a go-getter. I'm so proud of you. I think what you're illustrating to everybody here is that it's all about your mindset and it's all about building an internal world in which you are safe and secure and that are not affected by people around you. Thank you so much, Ness. Please follow me. I would love to follow you back and stay in touch. I know New York City is going through a little election right now. It's a little election. So stay safe and happy Pride Month. And, so yeah, stay safe.
Definitely. I already gave you a follow, so don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Thank you. And I love your profile picture. I think it's cute. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. I hope this is helping.
Thank you.
Give me a reaction, you guys. If this is helping, I think Meg is still, bit busy with someone who's knocking on her door. But let me know if this is helpful and affecting you. And my personal goal, you guys and girls, is my media company. We're very passionate about making each of you a go-getter, right? And I know Jenny has unique circumstances that she's dealing with. Liridan has his own shit. Okay. Okay. Vishal has his own shit. Okay. Ofaga has her own shit. Right. So I want to make sure that you are each finding value in what I'm saying and that you each find value in my content to make your own life better. That is all I care about. Right. I know a lot of you follow me. I tweet a lot. Right. I post a lot, and it's because I want to make sure that each of you is finding strength, motivation, and self-belief to change your life and ultimately to be a go-getter, to make that first move to go get your goals, right? So that's what it's all about, right? So thank you so much, Ness. You're so sweet. Let me know if anybody else wants to speak. We'll wait for Meg to be back, but in the meantime, this is all very important. So again, as a recap, make a list of 5 sources of positive energy in your life. Again, if you are running out of fuel, your car is going to crash, right? If you don't have gas. So you need to have a gas tank, right? And so as a human being, as a go-getter, you want to make sure that you know where your gas tank is, Vishal, right? If you don't know where your gas tank is, you're going to struggle, right? So make a list of those 5 things. Again, for some of us, it's meditation. I just started, getting more into meditation now, which is very exciting. And I'm going to this like meditation center. So it's not just like audio. It's actually a physical presence, which is very exciting. And I like that. So each of us should have different sources that we can turn to, right? And I also give you permission to block out negative and toxic people from your life, as Ness does. Congratulations again, Ness. He's a go-getter, right? Making that first move to go get his goals and to really protect his peace, because right now that is what you all need. The world is a slightly crazy place right now. So what we all need to do, Michelle, is protect our peace, man. Okay. So yeah. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Give me a reaction if all of that is making sense. And, you're vibing with it. You're vibing with it. It can improve your life. Okay. So Marcelli, you are a speaker, so you are able to unmute yourself if you want to introduce yourself and share what you want to share.
Hey, thanks for allowing me on the speaker. Hey, Megs. Can you put my name is Marceline, but you can call me Marcy.
Okay.
Can you please tell me how to pronounce your name, or what would you like me to call you?
Yeah, you can try, Marcy. I believe in you.
You,
Yes.
she said, try it. Okay.
Yes.
Shinjini?
Yeah, Shinjini. Shinjini.
Okay, Shinjini. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come and share my 5 things that give me positive energy since
Yes.
we were making the list.
Yes.
Okay, so the gym for sure,
Yeah.
four square.
Yeah.
Um, then my devotional or just reading the scripture, being with my children, I have 5 of them. And art is my very first love. So anything crafty, artistic, anything like that. And then also working. Like
Yeah.
creating, we'll say creating in a professional manner. When I'm creating something or writing, I feel very energized. Oh, and also spaces.
Yeah.
So that's six things, but still, those are my things that give me like positive energy when I feel a little low. And I've been around some pretty negative energies recently.
I love that.
Oh,
Marcy,
that
you
is
have
gone.
5 kids?
I do. I have
Wow,
five. My oldest is 12. So 12, 8, 5, 3, and 1.
that's crazy. That's amazing. Do they give you positive energy or negative energy? You can be honest with us.
Um, not okay. Well, that depends. Situational type situations.
Right.
They always make me happy. I just love
Yeah,
being around my kids, and I work with children as well. I love children.
amazing. That's
But
incredible.
yeah, of course, my 12-year-old is like, she's 12, but she thinks she's like 35, and I'm 30. So it's like, girl, relax, calm down. You're not there yet. So in those situations, of course, where I'm trying to ask her to be teachable, where I'm saying like, please let me give you a little game. And she's
Mm.
like, no, I already got it. I'm like, okay, I'll let you do the things. Y'all, she pierced her own nose. Do you hear me? She pierced her own nose by herself in her room. And I said, what is going on? What's happening?
That's a
That's
lot.
it. So,
That's a lot, Marcy. You're
yes.
incredible. And I think as a mother too, obviously you are a go-getter. You're making that first move to go get your goals. I love that for you. But I really want to make sure that you're protecting your peace and you're protecting your energy. And you did say that you are around a lot of negative people recently. So we want to make sure that you are not absorbing their energy. And I think Ness did a great job of showing you in real time how to not do that, right? Which is incredible. And I just hope that you continue doing that, because I think what Nesh showed us all was that we can be around negative people, but we don't have to absorb their energy, right? Which I think is extremely valuable, motivation, because we can't control that. Sometimes we will be around negative people. We will be around negative energy, but I think what Nesh showed us was that we can be a go-getter by just not absorbing their energy. And I think that's a very, very valuable point.
All right, I am back.
Oh, perfect.
We had a someone cleaning the house, so she wanted to show me. She did a wonderful job.
Amazing. We love that for her. She's a go-getter. She's gonna get
She
it
is.
done.
She's like I needed to take all. She took like 4 or 5 hours because someone's moving
Yeah,
out, and I told her because I've done the business of cleaning houses or
yeah.
homes. It is not for the weak.
No, it's not.
I would like clean some houses where I'd actually feel sick, like to my
Yeah.
stomach.
No, it's not.
So I give her. I mean, that's not my house at the current moment, but like there be houses out there like that.
Yeah. No, it's well, and look, these women are bosses. I'm assuming it's a woman. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Mess, did is that your hand up?
Yeah,
Okay.
Marcelin, as
Yeah.
a person that has not had kids yet, but I dealt with a lot of nieces and nephews, I can tell what your reaction was when your child pierced their nose. Or what, was it their ear or their nose?
It was her nose.
Oh,
Yeah. And
Jesus.
Lord forbid, I don't even know how she did it. Like, I really don't, because one day it was fine and the next day it was a dot. And I was like, what's that on your nose? And she's like, I pierced it. I'm like, what the,
Like,
what?
And she just sprung it up by surprise, or did she like hint at anything
No,
prior
it
to?
was like
Oh,
literally, I
wow.
saw something on her nose. I said, what is that dot? Like, it looked like a bruise or something. I was like, what's on your nose? What happened? And she said, oh, I pierced my nose. I was like, why are you saying it so casually? You're, you're 12. When did you get to pierce your nose? And she's in there like with I don't know what I think she used like, some type of safety pin or like a earring or something. Like she just jabbed her nose until it went through. I don't know. I'm scared actually.
Uh, I recommend making sure that she did not catch anything. Make sure there's no infection,
Oh,
and
yeah, no.
don't give her a too. Yeah.
We took her to a
Okay.
body shop. You know what I mean? Like a piercing place to like get it looked at because I was like, I don't know. I don't know if you should do that. And then my mom went and got her nose pierced like almost 2 weeks after that. I'm like, what is happening with y'all? What's going on? So I'm sorry. I'm distracting from the conversation, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but that was just way too funny. Um, I'm still crying over here. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it back to Megs because that was just way too funny.
Yeah, I feel like almost asking you, Marceline, why, like, did she get punished? Like, was it like a thing where it was like bad? Because, like, my parents, I don't know. I mean, if I was 12, I think they definitely would punish me.
Well, okay, so this is I learned this through some years of like Bible study, I guess, that like unfortunately, I cannot control my children. I cannot control their actions nor the words that they say. I cannot control them, right? I can only guide them and hope and pray that they do what they're supposed to do. So, like, yeah, she got in trouble for it, but it's still to the point where it's like I didn't like ground her or anything. I just explained to her based off of her decision, right? She made the decision to do something. Now, thank God that it didn't become infected and something happened to her nose or her face in general because things happen like that. So I explained it to her in a way of like, your decisions have consequences, good, bad, or indifferent, and you have to understand that. So it was more of a conversation, not necessarily like a punishment. So.
Yeah, I totally can relate. There have been some things when growing up for myself that it's like telling my mom with my eyes, like, what are you gonna do about it? So I totally get it. What were we talking about before I got the knock on my door? Or what's been going on? Give me a room reset.
Yeah. Okay. So, Meg, so nice to have you back. So, we were just talking about sources of positive energy. I gave everybody sort of a quick assignment, which is make a list of 5 sources of positive energy in your life, because I think it's a very symbolic and almost really beautiful visualization that when you're out of fuel as a go-getter or as a human being, you need to know where your fuel tank is, right? So if you're driving on the road, Meg's first car, right, and she doesn't have fuel, right, she needs to stop at a gas station. And I think a very real problem is a lot of people following me don't know where their gas station is, right? And so we were making a list of our 5 gas stations. And right before you came back, Marcy actually shared her list of sources of positive energy. And Ness brought up a really beautiful point, which is he lives in New York. And, he said that it can be a very negative environment, but that he doesn't absorb any of that negative energy, which I think is a very good feedback for everybody listening, because I have people in very negative environments, right? And sometimes they just can't quite leave that environment, right? For many reasons. But it's this idea that you don't have to absorb that kind of fuel, even if you're in that environment. So those were the 2 biggest points that we were talking about. And then, of course, Marcy's telling us about our kids. But I asked her, I said, do your 5 kids give you positive energy or negative energy? And then, she talked about the piercing. So that's what happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that little action item you gave them. Let's see. If I had to pick 5 things that source my positive energy, I would say, I think I would say just like the simple act of like eating or hydrating. I know that sounds so like duh, but like I sometimes forget to like drink water or eat, and it's like, oh, that's why I was angry, or that's why I felt like I was about to pass out. So that is one of them. I think another thing I like to do is curate my social media. So I recently created a list for the community of strategic style. They don't know it. Well, maybe they do, but I created a list and I just keep adding accounts that are super positive and share like little tips and tricks that I can look into to help with goal setting or help with kind of like elevating myself, whether that's like eating certain foods, doing certain habits, or reading certain books. So that's been something that's really been fun for me, just having like my timeline with all kinds of like positive things rather than like, I don't know what the newest like shit coin is and what's failing in the crypto market. No, love you all. Love my Web3 friends out there, but I needed to put you guys up on a bookshelf and you had to collect us for a little bit, okay? And so also I think another thing, so my third one would be spending time outdoors with my dog. My dog loves the park. And I don't know what it is about the park and being surrounded by hundreds of dogs that makes me feel so much at peace. But it's the best feeling ever. Like I'll have a weird feeling, like some anxiety, or maybe I'll feel sad. And you'd be like, you know what, Nala? We're getting out of here and we're going to the park. And I'll just spend like hours there just watching dogs, playing fetch. And it's kind of like therapeutic for me, almost like horse therapy, like how they don't even like really talk or do anything, but being around their energy really kinds of gives you that sense of calmness and peace. Okay, so now I'm on 4. 4, I would say just asking for help. Like I'm the queen of calling Marceline or calling my mom or calling anyone to be like, this is happening and I need you to listen so that you can tell me what to do. Because sometimes I told my sister earlier today, I'm like, sometimes I just don't make the greatest decisions on my own. I'm not ashamed to say that because like like we just need help and I'm not afraid to ask for it. So I'm sorry in advance, my community, for being that person, but I also try to have discipline. I will say that I do try to like, knock things out on my own. But when I do get to that point where I'm like, I need fuel, I need to like, I'm feeling a little like I'm on E, I will call someone close to me to kind of talk it out. And then my last is like, for sure, my last and most favorite is like celebrating the everything, like whether it's big, small, or even not even there yet. I just really enjoy like celebrating those wins or celebrating the fact that I put in the effort to do it, because there has been a season in my life where I've just really felt so over it. Like I just really didn't want to like be existing, because it was like, if I don't exist, then this doesn't exist, and then I don't have to worry about it, and this doesn't have to worry about me, like. So I just really am so proud of myself for putting the effort, and I know that there are so many people in the world that can relate to that feeling of like, okay, I did it, like that's cool, I washed the dishes, woo woo, the little wins. So, yeah, I think that would be my 5, like, ways to fuel, or my tips and tricks for everyone.
Meg, you're such a beautiful person. Can we just
Oh
give
my gosh.
hearts for Meg? Can we just give hearts for Meg? That was so beautiful and so honest and very relatable. And I just commend you on that. I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think you're very open about your struggles. You're very open about how hard it is, and that it's not easy to be motivated always, and that we all go through our struggles. And I just want to commend you on that honesty. Welcome. I think Del Pre, I don't know the rest of your name, Junior S, Vishal, Will, what's up, what's up? Thank you for being here, Will. I'm sure you have your own struggles in staying motivated. So thank you for that, Meg. That was just beautiful. I just want to highlight one quick point that she said. She said when you're on E. Now, this is something I find very fascinating for the go-getters following me, right? Again, a go-getter is someone who makes that first move to go get their goals. In my definition, if you Google it, it says aggressively enterprising person. But it's this idea that when are you on E? And I really want you to think about that, Vishal, because I can promise you that there are many moments in your day, Vishal, and in your week where you are actually functioning on empty and you do not even have the self-awareness to recognize that. Right now, when your car, Vishal, is on E, your car will stop, right? There is no other alternative, right? Obviously, if it's enough E, it'll go. But if it is completely empty, Vishal, आपकी गाड़ी रुक जाएगी क्योंकि आपकी गाड़ी के अंदर फ्यूल नहीं है, right? I want Vishal to say the same thing about himself, right? And I think that's something that I feel very passionately about, that as go-getters, some of us do not even know where our E is. And that is a problem. If we do not know what is empty to us, we will literally drive past that and then our car will stop. And no shade, but that is what is happening to a lot of you, is that the car is stopping. And the car is stopping because we do not have the self-awareness to even know when our car is on empty and is running on empty and that we need to go to the gas station, right, Will? And I think what Meg just did very beautifully, she gave us her 5 gas stations or 6 actually, right? 6 gas stations, right? From whether that's friends, whether that's, therapy, whether that's horse therapy, animals, Web3 community, maybe, her friends, right? So again, everybody has a different gas station, but on top of making that list of the 5 or 6 sources of positive energy, which are your gas stations, I also need you all to understand, when are you on E? Right? When is your gas tank full, Suresh? And when is your gas tank on E? That is something that it's such a simple question, but the more people I ask, Veronica, the more of you don't even know. You don't even know, because I am on DMs with you guys and girls every day. Every day I'm answering DMs about your motivational struggles, about all of your pain, about all of your problems, right? Why you're feeling down, why you're feeling out of it, right? And when I ask you, when are you on empty? None of you know the answer. And I think that is why you're struggling, Hall of PA.
I
You're
think
struggling.
also it's important to notice like that maintenance is something important, like checking your oil or now we're getting all like
No, that's
like the
great.
analogies are so funny to me, but yeah, like maintaining and making sure you're checking in with yourself so that you don't reach the empty. Like when we put gas in our tank, I struggle with this. I'm like driving an hour on empty still, and my friend's like, do we need to fill up? I'm like, nah, we good, so I am that person. But imagine if I like saw it like at a quarter before empty, then I would never have people around me stressing out on my behalf, or me myself stressing out because I need to go get gas. And so I think it was important while I was listening to you to kind of mention that if we maintain those 5 things that bring us positivity, that maybe it's possible perhaps that we lessen the amount of times that we're on E.
Totally. 100%. No doubt. No doubt. And I will say this, maintaining those 5 sources of positive energy every day, Hall of PA, is discipline. It actually takes a lot of work. It actually takes a lot of work to feed yourself from those 5 sources every single day. And
Right.
that is why most of you don't do it, because it is that hard, right? And it takes that much courage and that much, awareness and motivation. And most of you are not even surrounded by people who do that, right? And
Right.
that's
Oh my gosh, yes, preach it, sister. That is so true. Like I constantly, like, when you're dating someone and they do something that just like really irks you, and you're like, who is telling you that what you're doing is okay? Like, do you have good friends? Let's analyze the people in your circle. That's kind of how I feel about like myself sometimes, you know. When I start a dream that is like out of this world, like, okay, maybe, yeah, tell me the pros and cons, but like encourage me to like continue to do it, you know, and let me fail on my own. If I do fail, like help me to get back up. That's kind of what people who love you do. And I just wanted to share also that when it comes to like personal growth, I'm finding within my own strategic style business that it's really the work, like you kind of have to do the work. You as the person being the styler or strategic style achiever, you know, you are the person who puts in the effort. Like Shinjini could tell you tips and tricks of what to do, but ultimately it's really up to you. And so I really hope, you know, for all of you in the room that you kind of took some value from both Shinjini and I, Ness, Marceline, our other past speakers, and that you were able to maybe even take something away. Like, I really love this space. I just actually met Shinjini, I think like yesterday, no, 2 days ago. And I was like, let's do a space, girl. And she was down for it. We didn't even prepare for this. She was just like, yeah, just schedule the space. Let's do it. It's all good. And so I love you for that. But I do, so a little thing that we do in my community is I have digital products that are like digital planners or ebooks that can help you to reach your highest potential. And so we are going to have a cohort, like a group of women, and can be men, but no men signed up, but you know, group of people that are getting together in an hour. So I kind of want to prepare for that. Shinjini, I'm so sorry. I don't think we ever like put a stop on it of when we were ending, but in an hour I will be doing that. And in the future it will definitely be open, you know, to other people and be a resource for people. But it's my first one and I'm so excited. I'm just so excited to like share with these women what I've been working on and how I can help them. So maybe what we could do is, for the speakers in the room, maybe we could say like one thing that we took away from the space, and do a nice little conclusion to the conversation. What do you?
Totally.
Okay.
And also, does anyone else want to say what they learned today or what they're going to
Yeah,
take away?
totally. Yes.
That what I'm like obsessed with, you guys, is I want Hall of PA to change his life. You know, I want Vishal to change his life because Vishal's life needs changing. We love Vishal, but Vishal's life needs changing. So, if you can just, either of you, like say, you know, what you took away and what you're going to do differently to find your fuel when you feel like giving up, that would be great, right? If anyone else other than the speakers wants to speak,
Yeah, and you
that
could
would be
even
awesome.
leave it in the comments.
Comment, yeah,
Yeah,
comment,
comment
yeah,
it. That
yeah,
would be great.
yeah,
Oh, and then
yes.
before we do that, I just want to remind you all, in the comments and in the Jumbotron, I have my 6-question quiz to help figure out what your design style is for your life. So how you are best at planning those goals, crushing those dreams in a good way. But yes, let's pass it over to Ness. If you don't mind going first, would that be okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I was a little distracted there. I apologize. What's your question?
We just wanted to ask, what is maybe one takeaway that really stuck out to you?
Hmm, that's a good question. Um, I'm gonna say just doing something that is productive for you, right? And what I mean by this is, you know, you have to change your mindset, people. Like a lot of people have this mindset of, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this, but they don't do it. You know, or I'm gonna try to get this done. Don't try. Just get it done, or don't do it at all. You know, you have to. change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Once you change your mindset and you are ready to get things done, get it done. There's no, like me, I can tell you this off rip, right? My girl and whatnot. She's like, "Oh, baby, what's your plans for the day?" I don't plan anything. I just go with the flow, and things just happen to work my way. So, it's not for everybody, but if you have plans, stick to your plans. I have long-term plans, yeah, but like the day plans, I don't plan it out through my day. No, but I enjoy life as it comes to me because I'm happy with me, and so I'm hoping that people can learn to do that for themselves.
Ness, you're a real life spiritual guru. I love it. I love it. I love it. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you for reaching that level in your life. And thank you for inspiring us. I'd love to collaborate with you again. And, thank you for sharing with all of us today and keep being a go-getter.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Marcy, do you want to go next?
She said no.
Oh, okay. No worries.
All good, girl.
No worries. Does anyone else want to say? Otherwise, Meg and I will close it out.
I think we are good to go. But before we leave, I do want to say, everyone follow Shinjini. She is amazing. She posts like such inspirational and like spot on tweets. That's how I found her. I was just like retweeting and liking some things. And I'm like, I need to talk to this girl. So we started like commenting or something. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask her to be my co-host. And so I did. And I just encourage you to DM her or maybe even follow her is it Go Getter DOS?
Yes.
DOS?
So
Okay, Go Getter DOS. Awesome.
I'm at
And
Shinjini, and my business is at Go Getter Das. Follow both, and we're here to make you a go getter because you need help making the first move to go get your goals. And a lot of that is you're struggling with motivation and personal branding, and absolutely. And please follow Meg as well at Style Strategic.
yes. And I just put out a new website. So if you guys are able, I would love to get you on the newsletter. It gets sent to your email for free and you get all the updates, insights, announcements, products, everything you could completely ask for to style your life in the most strategic way. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Shinjini. Thank you, our speakers. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful night and we'll see you on the next space.
Totally. Thank you so much. You guys keep being a go-getter. It was lovely being here today. And you want to message me, you can message me about finding your fuel, finding your motivation. And again, thank you so much, Meg. And I think you're super inspiring, and your honesty and relatability is very inspiring to us. And the fact that you think my content is relatable and spot on means a lot to me, because that means I'm hitting it home.
You are, sister. Keep it up. Keep it up. Well, we will see you guys sometime soon in the near future.
Thank you. Thank you so
Bye.
much, you guys. All right. Good night. Bye-bye.